Hey everyone, this is Towelliee with TGN bringing you a protection paladin tanking tutorial on glyphing. Alright, now let's talk about single target tanking glyphs, okay? We're going to start with the glyph of Crusader Strike, which increases the critical strike chance of Crusader Strike by 5%. Next, we're going to go with Seal of Truth. Your Seal of Truth and Seal of the Righteous also grant 10 expertise while active. And now let's go to the glyph of Shield of the Righteous. Increases the damage of Shield of the Righteous by 10%. Let's look at the major glyphs. For major glyphs, we have Glyph of the Ascetic Crusader. Reduces the mana cost of your Crusader Strike by 30%. Amazing in my opinion. And then the most potent glyph we have for single target DPS, in my opinion, is the Glyph of Focus Shield. Your Avenger Shield hits 2 fewer targets, but for 30% more damage. And then we have the Glyph of Lay on Hands. Reduces the cooldown of your Lay on Hands spell by 3 minutes. Now, minor glyphs I really never look at anymore. Seal of Truth mana cost, Blessing of Kings. I don't even know why I have Glyph of Justice. It might be because I don't even have any other minor glyphs learned. That probably could be it. Now this is what I use for single target tanking. Now there are some changes when it comes to single target tanking, and some, I guess, different variables that we have to watch for. I asked myself this: do I have to tank more than one target in this boss fight? If so, I'll usually switch out my Glyph of Focus Shield for something like Glyph of Divine Plea. Also, I ask myself, does this fight have any magical damage that I have to negate? Heavy damage, like for instance, the Electrocute on Nefarian, or the Frontal Cone Breath from Ignatius on the Flame Torrent Breath from Ignatius on Ascending Council encounter. Then I would switch to the Glyph of Divine Protection, which removes the physical damage reduction of your Divine Protection, but increases the magical damage reduction by 20%, which means that you have a 40% magical damage reduction when you have Glyph of Divine Protection glyphed. Now, I use this normally all the time because mostly every encounter I've seen requires some sort of magic mitigation, but there are some fights now in Firelands that do not require it, so I'm kind of, switching in and out between boss fights. And everyone should really get used to that. People need to get used to switching glyphs per fight to better suit yourself. It's all about, just min-maxing everything you can possibly do, to best suit yourself for the encounter. Now, let's talk about AoE. Now, if you want an AoE glyph, here's what we're going to do. I would suggest switching out your Glyph of Crusader Strike for Glyph of Hammer of the Righteous. And Glyph of Hammer of the Righteous increases the damage of both the physical and holy components of Hammer of the Righteous by 10%. That's one change I would definitely do, and probably the only change I would make out of the prime glyphs. Now, for the major glyphs, a lot of people like to use the Glyph of Dazing Shield. I really don't. For heroics, yes. For raiding, probably not. Sometimes there's mobs that cleave. There's mobs that pulse out AoE, like the Sparks and Alakir. And if you have Dazing Shield on, you're gonna hit those sparks, and they're gonna slowly move through your raid and cause unnecessary AoE damage. So for heroics, Dazing Shield is good. For heroic dungeons, excuse me. For raids, I would not suggest it. So in this situation, I would probably replace the Glyph of Focus Shield, if I'm AoE tanking, probably with the Glyph of Consecration. Not the best glyph in the world, but I mean, what else do we really have? I would probably leave Glyph of Ascetic Crusader. If I had to switch this out for anything with AoE tanking, it would probably be Divine Protection or Divine Plea. And that's basically it. That's what I use. These are probably, these are my methods for glyphing when I'm, in certain encounters. So if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact me. Towelliee, huge in Japan, Kill Jaden Alliance. You can also find me on my live stream most of the time, justin.tv/Towelliee. My Facebook is facebook.com/Towelliee. Twitter is twitter.com/TowelTheTank. My personal YouTube, I post video logs every day now. I post sometimes multiple when I'm streaming, is youtube.com/ConsoleCrusader. I appreciate everyone for watching. I appreciate all the support. Thumbs up. Any questions, any suggestions you guys want to give? Maybe we can, all put our heads together and figure out better combination of glyphs for single and multi-target tanking. This has been Towelliee with TGN. Peace out.